Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time, back with his good friend, Mr. Greg Dickerson. How you doing, sir?
Doing great, Michael. How about you?
I'm doing well, man. I got a question. I think it was Friday that I've never had before. And when you've been doing this stuff as long as we have, it's really rare to get a question you've never had. So I thought I would spring it on you and we both think about it. You ready?
Yeah.
So a lot of it, I don't know how many times I've been asked, what would you tell your 20-year-old self, or what would you do over, all of those kinds. If the other one is, if you had to start over, could you do it today? All of those questions. But one that I personally have never had is, okay, fast forward 20 years. So now you're 70. We'll just pick a number, 70. What do you hope to have accomplished? Do what do you hope to have accomplished? I have never thought about that far ahead. Have you ever given that any thought?
Yeah. I mean, in terms of what do I want to have accomplished? Absolutely. I've always had that vision and mindset, for myself, goals in different areas of my life. What's interesting would be, what piece of advice would you have for yourself,
Okay.
your 70-year-old self?
All right. Let's do
And
that.
well, I don't even know. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a whole different, interesting, topic. But for me at this point in my life, I'm 53 now, 53 or 54. I can't remember. I was born in 67. So I just had a birthday. So I might be 54 now. Am I 53 or 54? I can't.
54. If you just had a birthday, yes.
Yeah. So I can't even keep up. It goes by so fast. The older you get, the faster it goes.
Oh,
So
amen to that. Yeah.
for me at this point in my life, it's what I've done my entire career. Like, a lot of people ask me, why do you coach? And it's because I can. I've done so many different things and I have so many different experiences. And when I was coming along, there was nobody like me that I could reach out to that had so much, all of this different experience that could apply to pretty much any business, in any business model, real estate, business, whatever. And the things that I've done, mistakes I've made, success I've had. So for me, it's all about impact, and when I work with my people through coaching and training and the courses I've put together, like I said in the last video, one idea can change somebody's life, the entire trajectory of their life and their business, their career, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. So, I'm just trying to get all that out and share all the experiences and wisdom that I've learned over the years from other people and other deals and circumstances that I've been in and done. And it's really interesting when I coach and mentor people, we record, a lot of the sessions because mm-hmm. we'll get into discussions and topics and I can't remember what I say.
Yeah. I've had that
comes
too.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so creative and it comes out and, and they're like, yeah, you gave me this tip and it did it. I'm like, I don't even remember that.
Yeah, I did. That? Cool.
Like, well, yeah. So it's really interesting. So that's why I do it. So for me, it's impact, so when I get to that point in my life, I just want to make sure that, I have fulfilled what I was put on this earth to do and it impacted as many people as possible to help them, reach their potential, reach their goals and, fulfill that full potential. And I guess what I would say, to my 73-year-old self is, you're just beginning. Even at that point, you can still go deeper. There's still more. Beginning. And, you're still just scratching the surface, whereas a lot of people get to that point in life and they think, okay, it's time to hang it up and play golf every day.
Yeah.
Or go do whatever. And for me at that point, I don't think I'll ever stop. And I do a lot of things, from a community standpoint outside of business as well, that people don't even know about. Mm-hmm. I'll just never stop because you can always go deeper. There's always more. And there's always somebody who can benefit from the experiences that you've had. And,
that is, I guess that just beginning, that one hit me pretty good. Cause again, it is so funny. I go back to our first conversation about Rich Dad, Poor Dad, how we just saw the book so differently. This also, right. I'm just, again, I have never had this question. I've never thought about it. But my initial thinking is, okay, I'm winding down, right? I'm almost writing the last chapters, and you're like, dude, stop it! You're just beginning. I love these mindset shifts that I frankly need to tackle because I don't know, I didn't go there, and I'm so thankful we had this conversation just beginning at 70, 73, 75. That's pretty powerful. The other thing to think about is you're very likely to be a grandfather at that point. Probably multiple times, just guessing, right? What do you hope to help that generation with?
The same thing that, the limitless belief that they can do anything that they want to do if they prepare themselves properly, apply themselves, and to, maximize your time on this planet. Like I said, take those risks, go big, going back to the earlier, what do you tell your 20-year-old self or your high school self or whatever, get the training, the education, find something you're interested in that you can dig into, become an expert at, and go big, take those risks, because you're not getting out of here alive. And, life is short, man. There, especially in the last, couple of years with what we've seen, things can change in an instant, in a heartbeat. And even now, and, my dad died at 73. He was totally healthy, thriving, doing well. And, he'd gotten a brain tumor, and, they found it. And he was gone within 6 months of them finding it.
Oh, wow.
And you never would have never would have known it. So 73 is still young. I mean, my mom, they felt like, man, they thought he'd live to be at least 80s or 90.
Right.
Most people are nowadays, and healthy and, doing well. So, you gotta relish every bit of it. You got to maximize your potential, live an extraordinary life. Don't just settle for average or mediocre or whatever. Do the best you can do with everything you've been given. And the human mind and the abilities that we have, the potential we have as individuals is immense. Most people are far capable of way more than they think they are.
Yeah. I'm wondering, a guy like yourself who's always doing big things, pushing yourself, growing, do you even have a bucket list? I mean, have you ever thought about, there's a movie called The Bucket List, I think years ago. Do you even have one?
No. There's things that I've wanted to do. I just do.
Yeah, I was going to say, you just do
it. I just go do it, so whatever pops up. But yeah, there's nothing that I say, man, I have to absolutely do that before I die. Okay. Now, there is one thing I have that needs to be done when I die.
Okay. Yeah.
And I've told my family that, is that, I'm a lifelong surfer, and I never got a chance to surf some of the biggest waves in the world. Okay. And, Waimea Bay in Hawaii is one of the largest waves that you can paddle into. And I said, I want my ashes spread over Waimea Bay, breaking at, 40, 50 feet.
There you go. Oh, that's awesome. Well, yeah. Yeah, I still love that. Your 70-year-old self, you're going to tell yourself you're just beginning. That hit me really hard. Yeah. And then training.
To me, a bucket list can almost be, I guess it can be fun and interesting, and depending on where you're at. And if you're given a diagnosis, that limits your lifespan, that can be interesting, and say, well, these are things I've always wanted to do in my life, but I've always just done what I've wanted to do.
There you go.
I just do it, and that's me. I'm a doer.
There you go. Well, this has been a fun conversation. I really have to think about this. And again, thank you so much for changing my mindset. When I had this question, I just naturally okay, you're almost done. That's what I was thinking. And you, once again, Mr. Greg Dickerson, you changed my mindset 180 degrees. I appreciate that. And if you hear this little creature barking, that's my dog, Happy. I don't think I've introduced Happy to you yet. Yeah, she's been around for a couple of weeks. So sorry if you heard her.
Is that a new puppy?
New puppy. Yeah. She's 12 weeks. Wow. We've had her 4 weeks, I think. So yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I appreciate you, Greg. How can people find you?
Yeah. GregDickerson.com. That's where all my info is. Go check it out.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
Yeah.